Hey everyone, it's Bryce from Advanced Memphis. We wanted to make another short video covering just one subject that we talk about in Faith and Finances class, which is one of the classes I teach at Advanced, and that's the subject of credit, which a lot of times we all have questions about. But I just wanted to make a short video talking about what is credit and what are some simple ways that I can think about maybe building positive credit or thinking through why my credit score is the way that it is. So what is credit? First, short answer is that credit is the ability to buy something now and pay for it over time. Obviously, we pay a price to do this, and that price is called interest. But for this video, I really want to focus in on how to build good credit, which would allow me to have more opportunities to borrow and to be able to buy something now and pay for it over time. Because it opens up opportunities down the road to do things like buy a house, buy a car at lower interest, have more freedom in my borrowing. So we all know that when we apply for credit, companies are often going to look at something called a credit score. So what is a credit score? Here's how I like to define a credit score after years of teaching faith and finances. My definition has changed over time, but I think a pretty good one is this: that a credit score is a measure of your perceived trustworthiness. So let me explain that. In order for companies to let people borrow their money, which is what every company giving out car loans or credit cards or other things like that is doing, they're letting people borrow their money. They have to be able to trust that people are generally going to pay that money back. Otherwise, no company is going to lend money to people. And they do make money by doing that too, by charging interest, which is why it's important for us to be careful about how often we borrow and how much we borrow. But when companies lend us money, they need to be able to trust us, but they don't have time to get to know us really well personally. They don't have time to come over for a barbecue. They don't have time to meet your friends. They don't have time to hear from others how much they trust you. So they need a quick way, because they're lending a lot of money to a lot of people. They need a quick way to try and see whether they can trust you to pay them back. Now, remember, I called credit not just a measure of your trustworthiness, but your perceived trustworthiness. And I think we all know that three-digit number that makes up your credit score, and that's what a credit score is. It's a number between 300 and 850, with a higher number being better. We all know that those three digits don't define how trustworthy you really are. It's your perceived trustworthiness. It's not how trustworthy you actually are as a person, but how much a company perceives you to be trustworthy. They trust you based on a few different factors that they use to see what you've done in the past, that they're going to use to predict how trustworthy you're going to be in the future. So it's important to know what those things are so that you can do things now to build positive credit and to help build your perceived trustworthiness for those companies that might want to lend you money in the future. That gives you more freedom in the future. In other words, you have to